Welcome to our channel where knowledge meets transformation. Today, we are diving into the world of change with the insightful book, Switch: How to Change Things When Change is Hard, by Chip and Dan Heath. Join us on this journey to uncover the secrets of successful change management. Have you ever faced a situation where change seemed impossible, whether in your personal life or at work? The Heaths offer a fresh perspective on navigating change, and in this video, we'll explore their key concepts and strategies. Let's jump right in. But before we dive into the content, I kindly request a moment of your time to appreciate this video by liking it, subscribing to the channel, and ringing that notification bell. Your support means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Switch by Chip Heath and Dan Heath is a self-help book that shows how to embrace change effectively. It provides a framework for creating change in personal and professional life by applying 3 steps: directing the rider, motivating the elephant, and shaping the path. Chip Heath is a professor of organizational behavior at Stanford University, and his brother Dan Heath is a senior fellow at Duke University. They have co-authored 2 other bestsellers, Made to Stick and Decisive. Switch examines why it is often difficult for people to switch their behavior, and how, by understanding the mind, it is possible to find shortcuts that make change easier. Through scientific studies and anecdotes, Switch provides simple yet effective tools for implementing changes. Switch: How to Change Things When Change is Hard is a compelling guide on creating lasting change, even in the face of resistance. Here's why this book is worth reading. With its real-life stories of people who successfully made difficult changes, it provides inspiration and guidance to overcome obstacles. The book offers a simple framework for understanding how to facilitate change, making it accessible and applicable to various situations. Through its engaging storytelling, the book captivates readers and keeps them invested, ensuring that it is definitely not boring. Who should read Switch? Anyone who wants to change parts of their own behavior. Anyone who wants to implement a change in a group or organization. Anyone who wants to understand why changing behavior is often so difficult. In Switch, the Heaths present a powerful framework for enacting change, focusing on 3 key elements: the rider, the elephant, and the path. The rider represents our rational side, the elephant our emotional side, and the path the external factors that influence change. By aligning these elements, we can overcome resistance and drive successful transformations. The rider needs clear direction, a sense of purpose, and small, manageable steps to follow. The elephant, on the other hand, requires motivation, positive emotions, and a sense of identity to move forward. By shaping the situation or tweaking the environment, we can create a smoother path for change to occur. To illustrate these concepts, the Heaths provide real-life examples of successful change efforts, from personal habits to organizational transformations. By understanding the dynamics at play and applying the right strategies, we can make change more manageable and sustainable in any context. Here are some invaluable insights gleaned from this captivating book. I trust you will find them exceedingly beneficial. Feel free to delve deeper into its wisdom and let it inspire new perspectives and ideas in your journey. 1. Implementing change is like riding an elephant. Choose a direction, give your elephant some peanuts, and stick to an easy path. Changing our behavior is not always easy, as anyone who has resolved to quit smoking, eat healthier, or start running in the mornings will know. So what is it that can make change so difficult? An excellent analogy for examining behavioral change is that of an elephant and its rider trying to follow a certain path. The elephant, being a powerful, stubborn creature, represents the emotional side of people, looking for a quick payoff rather than long-term benefits. The rider in turn represents the rational side that knows what should be done and can tug at the elephant's reins to exert some small degree of control over it. Finally, the path represents the situation in which the change is to take place. Consider a situation where you want to get up at 5:45 in the morning to go jogging. Your inner rider has rationally analyzed the situation and thinks this is good for you. But what happens when the alarm actually goes off in the morning? If you're like most people, your inner elephant will demand just a little more sleep, totally overpowering your rider, and you'll end up skipping the jog. But what about the situational factors that help or hinder your noble quest? A comfy bed and bad weather outside won't help get that elephant moving, that's for sure. On the other hand, the smell of freshly brewed coffee just might. All three components influence whether change will be successful, whether progress along the path is made. From changing your own diet to influencing others' behavior, your success will depend on your ability to direct the rider, motivate the elephant, and shape the path. Implementing change is like riding an elephant. Choose a direction, give your elephant some peanuts, and stick to an easy path. 2. Find the bright spots, learn from them, and spread them around. Your inner rider is a terrific thinker and planner. Unfortunately, he is also prone to spinning his wheels, overanalyzing every aspect of a potential change without actually doing anything. Worse still, his analysis is totally problem-focused, obsessing over all the difficulties ahead. But endless analysis of the obstacles in your way gets you nowhere. You must give the rider a clear direction to go in so he can put his planning and rational thinking to good use. Instead of looking at the problems, find and focus on the so-called bright spots, specific situations or areas where change has already succeeded. Then figure out how change was achieved and leverage these lessons to make the change more widespread. 3. The rider hates making decisions, so clearly script the critical moves needed for a change. When faced with a change situation, the rider can easily succumb to something called decision paralysis. Say you're trying to implement the vague behavioral change to eat healthier. The rider will try to analyze all the possible alternatives of how to do this. Eating more vegetables, eating less pasta, using less salt, frying with a different oil, etc. Any one of those changes would already help. But the rider ends up doing a lot of analysis and changing nothing. This is a very human tendency. Studies have shown that, somewhat paradoxically, the more choices we have, the less able we are to make a decision. Too many alternatives just confuse us. From the outside, this may look like resistance to change, but it's actually lack of clarity on what to do next. 4. Use a destination postcard that appeals to both the rider and the elephant. When faced with change, the rider will often obsess about which direction to move in, wasting energy by overanalyzing every option. However, you can avoid this analysis paralysis by giving the rider a direction that he can navigate toward. For example, when first-grade teacher Crystal Jones wanted to motivate her students, she told them that by the end of the year, they would all be honorary third graders. Reading, writing, doing math, and so forth at a third-grade level. This was a powerful image because it spoke to the students' inner riders, giving them a clear goal to strive for, but it also engaged their inner elephant by promising a desirable goal. The cool third-grader status. 5. To get the elephant moving in the right direction, evoke strong emotions. While your inner rider may technically hold the reins of your inner elephant in a battle of wills, the rider will only be able to command the powerful beast for so long before his strength runs out and the elephant veers off in the wrong direction. This is why successful changes usually demand motivating the elephant as well. Logical analysis and rational arguments that appeal to the rider are of no help here. Instead, to get the elephant moving in the right direction, a powerful emotion must be triggered. When John Stegner wanted to convince the leaders of the manufacturing company he worked for that their purchasing function was hugely inefficient, he knew he needed to get their attention fast. Charts and analysis would not be enough. 6. To get the elephant to climb a mountain, lead it up a small hill first. Change often seems massive and daunting. For example, a person who is deeply in debt can feel like they'll never be able to pay it off. To the elephant, a massive change looks like a demoralizing mountain that it is expected to climb, and hence it remains stubbornly still. So how do you get this elephant moving? You need to shrink the change, show the elephant it just needs to climb a small hill first. 7. Grow your people by cultivating a change-friendly identity and adopting a growth mindset to overcome failure. In 1977, most citizens of St. Lucia couldn't have cared less about their native and gravely endangered St. Lucia parrot. Unfortunately, without their support, there was no way to protect the gorgeous turquoise and lime green bird from extinction. But 21-year-old Paul Butler was tasked with doing just that. There were no rational economic arguments to sway the natives with, so he instead targeted their national identity. With bumper stickers, t-shirts, and volunteer action, Butler started making the bird a part of their national identity. Soon, a groundswell of public support helped pass strict laws that saved the magnificent bird from extinction. 8. To change people's behavior, give them an easy path to follow. Sometimes, change can succeed even with a confused rider and reluctant elephant. The reason lies with the path they are following. Situational or environmental factors affect people's behavior. Hence, shaping the path to be a gentle, pleasant downhill stroll can be a great help in making changes. People tend to underestimate the role of situational factors, especially when trying to explain the behavior of others. This is known as fundamental attribution error. We think the behavior of others derives from the way they are rather than the situation they are in. 9. To get a free ride in implementing change, build new habits, and make the environment enforce them. During the Vietnam War, the U.S. government was concerned about rampant drug use among its troops. Some 20% of the soldiers developed a serious addiction in Vietnam, and there were concerns about the consequences when they brought their new habits back home. Just as the environment in Vietnam had made so many of them addicts, their familiar environment and loved ones back home made them kick the habit. 10. Make the path look well-trodden. Show people they are following the herd. At heart, humans are herd animals. In situations where we're not sure how to behave, we look to others for cues. For example, if you're at a fancy dinner and don't know which fork to use, you will look to other diners and follow their lead. Behavior is contagious. This is why TV shows have laugh tracks and bartenders seed their tip jars at the beginning of an evening. We tend to follow the example set by others, laughing and tipping with the herd. Let's take a deeper dive into some practical strategies from Switch that you can start implementing today to drive successful change in your life or organization. First up, shrink the change. By breaking down your goals into small, manageable steps, you can make progress more attainable for both the rider and the elephant. Celebrate each mini victory along the way to keep motivation high and build momentum toward larger changes. Secondly, shape the path. Set up your environment in a way that makes the desired behavior or outcome the easy choice. Whether it's rearranging your workspace for productivity or creating visual cues to remind yourself of your goals, simple changes to your surroundings can have a big impact on driving change. Next, direct the rider. When trying to bring about change, make sure to provide clear direction and set specific goals. The rider thrives on knowing the destination and the steps to get there. Use data, visuals, and compelling stories to engage the rational side of decision-making. Moving on to motivate the elephant. Tap into emotions and leverage the power of positive reinforcement to keep the elephant moving in the right direction. Connect the change to personal values, create a sense of urgency, and celebrate wins to cultivate a supportive emotional landscape. Lastly, cultivate a growth mindset. Recognize that change is a journey filled with learning opportunities and setbacks. Embrace a mindset of resilience and continuous improvement, where every challenge is a chance to pivot, adapt, and grow stronger in pursuit of your goals. By incorporating these strategies into your approach to change, you can navigate obstacles more effectively, inspire others to join you on the journey, and create lasting transformations that lead to a brighter future. Remember, change is not a destination but a process, and with the right tools and mindset, anything is possible. You can find the link to acquire a copy of this incredible book in the description below. Thank you for tuning in to this exploration of practical strategies from Switch by Chip and Dan Heath. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. And please share your thoughts on this book summary by commenting down below. We hope you feel inspired and empowered to embrace change and unleash your potential. Stay tuned for more insights and tips on driving positive change in the world around you. Keep evolving, keep learning, and keep challenging the status quo.